Detroit Bob here. We're in this little alley in Valpo, but we're just beginning our journey to a place called LaPorte. So it's about 30 miles away. It's a cool downtown. It's historic and it's got vinyl. All right, we're rolling through historic downtown Valparaiso. It's a cool old square. It's been redone and revamped, and there's restaurants and cafes. Everything's walking distance to the square these days, and they've done a great job with it. And LaPorte's right behind it. We talked about Michigan City, but you can't forget LaPorte, because they're the next one. It's going to really pop up. People are already starting to move out there. All right, we're winding into LaPorte, and basically we're taking Route 2, and we're crossing Route 6. Which goes all the way across the country. So these are some historic roads. They were originally Indian trails, and before that they were buffalo trails. So it's sort of cool going from county to county in rural Indiana. All right, we're running into LaPorte, and pretty cool day. And out here we see a lot of soybeans, we see a lot of corn. Just depends on which side of the road you're looking on. All right, pulling into LaPorte. It's a cool, historic old town. No doubt about it. And you see the old church right here, the old courthouse. It's pretty cool. Downtown LaPorte. Not only is it a town, but it's the county seat. You can tell by the roof lines, this is an old town. LaPorte is like Valpo, except it's not quite there yet. All right, we're going to this place called Boutique Espresso, Music, Vintage, Artisan Old World Goods. Let's check it out. He needs something.
Carry.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where?
check the basement.
Oh, okay. Are they for sale?
$1 a piece.
Okay. I'd like to find an old Robert Johnson or Jelly Roll Morton. All right, you know me, I'm usually a 45 guy, but the guy says there's a bunch of old 78s. Could you imagine finding like a Jelly Roll Morton or an old Robert Johnson 78 in this place? I've got just as good a chance as any. Got to find out where they are first. Oh, here in the back corner. Let's check this out. I think maybe I'll find some 45s here. Look at this, 78s. Ooh. What are those, CDs? 78s. A lot of 78s. Okay, let's check it out. It's pretty dark down here, but you can definitely see what's going on. King Cole, you know what I mean? So are we talking about Nat King Cole? Russ Morgan? Or it was the King Cole Trio, I believe, at the time. There you go. So we talked about Nat, but that was his original group, I believe. Now here's the stuff my dad used to listen to. So that's pretty cool. You got Woody Herman, Harry James, Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey, who I believe was his brother. Let's see what we got over here. Stan Kenton. Buddy Cole, Gene Krupa, Brunswick. So you recognize the Brunswick label, right? Did you know they had 78s? Well, that's what they looked like back in the day. How cool is that? The guy said there might be some 45s mixed in, and sure enough, I just found some. So these look interesting. You never know what you're going to find in these places. The Ames brothers, the Dorsey brothers. These look like old jazz. If I get out of here with one, I'm happy. The Scott Ladd Singers. Uh-oh, there's that right there. See a lot of these part 2s, part 3s on those old Capitol. The Jordanaires of Land of Jordan, Belafonte. Harry was cool as hell at one point. All right, let's see what we got here. EP sleeves are empty, so you're just getting the sleeves here. All right, let's see what else they got. All right, so we got some miscellaneous, some Buddy Clark, some new stuff on top, a little bit of everything. I'm tripping over these things. But it's pretty cool that it's all alphabetized. I've never seen a 78 section this intense and this well organized. Johnny Ray. All right, here it is, Coachman Antique Mall. And they have a dedicated 45 little section. I think it's just a booth down in the basement. I'm gonna head right to that. What a cool little downtown area. We just passed about 3 or 4 antique stores. There's an old Walgreens over here, and definitely tons of potential in this downtown. A lot of people don't realize a coachman was a stagecoach driver. So I'm imagining this was an old stagecoach stop back in the 1830s.
Rachel yesterday?
Yeah. Here we are, Coachman Antiques. That's what I like to see, is the open sign. All right, let's do this. Hives down in the basement.
Oh, we've got them up here.
Okay.
We've got downstairs.
You know, I featured you in one of my episodes last year.
What was that?
I got that YouTube page called RockMine, and I featured you guys in one of my episodes. So hopefully they were just tearing the doors down after that.
Well, I tell you, the records have been hot lately.
Good, good.
Actually,
All right, we're here at Coachman Antiques, and the proprietor here, one of the main guys that works here, is just talking about vinyl. So you say records have been selling more lately?
oh yes, at least we're writing up at least 10 to 12 records a day or more.
That's
We
pretty
have some
good.
People that buy 10 or 12.
And you still have that 45 booth
Yes.
downstairs at the bottom of the stairs?
Yes.
Okay,
right
cool.
around the corner.
I'll tell you what, the name of my show is RockMine. Check it out, it's on YouTube. I'm going to drop you guys a mention, Coachman Antiques. And what's our address here?
500 Lincoln Way,
Okay.
Indiana.
LaPorte, Indiana, easy to find, right on the corner. You can't miss these guys. And they got everything, not just records. What else is selling? What else is hot?
I got for the fall a lot of furniture is going out.
Okay.
Vintage toys,
Right? Vintage toys.
seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
Jewelry. A lot of people come in here for, Christmas presents, Mother's Day presents.
Okay, cool.
We've got a huge selection.
All right, I'm going to head down and check out the 45s.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so we got a guy that comes in regularly, and he's down these stairs. So we're going to go down and check it out. Same location. He comes in regularly, and I've given this place enough time for the stock to turn over. In other words, maybe we got some Northern Soul in here, and this is what I'm talking about right here. This little batch, there's some more there, and then up on the wall here, he's got some really good ones picked out. So they look like they're curated. I'm gonna put this camera on a harness and start digging in. All right, right off the bat, we got Beatles, Ain't She Sweet? That was a gem of the week. Let It Be. Michael Jackson. Look at that. That's a good record right there. There's that Kmart sticker we talked about. Truth Records. That's a Stax subsidiary. Electric Prunes. Got some good stuff in here, and the prices aren't bad either. I'm getting that. Peter Brown. Sweet. You see a strawberry alarm clock, but you don't see that one very often. These are clean, they're good condition. Sort of an oddity. Cereal box record. Well-worn Beatles. Beatles on VJ. It's not number 498. Plays good. Some paint. It's actually pretty good shape. Minus the paint. For $2, I might actually pick it up. Beatles. Beatles. "19th Nervous Breakdown." $2. Boy, that got played a lot. Jackal. BB King. I'll pick it up for $2. Nat Coleman. I'll pick that up. Bob Rummels. The Emotions. I've seen those on the Northern Soul list. Angels. Definitely, I love Jesse Johnson. He was from, I believe, Davenport. Played with Prince. Featuring Sly Stone. How much? I picked that up. Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. Don't see that very often. All these common Beatles with Where. Dire Straits, So Far Away. Frankie Lyman. The Vegetables. The Emotions. Sugar Shack, I got that one. Elvis Presley. Simon and Garfunkel. Fleetwood Mac. The Trolls. Laugh, Laugh, got a million of them. Donna. Amanda. Actually sold one of these not too long ago. Slim Harpo. I think I got this one. That's pretty beat up. See what else we got up here. Del Shannon, Runaway. Savoy Brown. Cleftones. The flamingos. Time was. The Lead Riding Hood. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. One in Rome. Ebony and Ivory. Alice Cooper. Be My Lover. I think that one always sells well. Pretty good shape. Climax. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Willie the Wimp. Gary Edwards. Police. ELP. Fanfare for the Common Man. The Emotions. I'm picking up everything by the Emotions today. All right. I think I'm doing good. I got a good stack right here. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I found another stack. So I got to look through these. Georgia Satellites. Great song. Great song. What's this? Some hard to read some of these. Honky Tonk Women. Back if you can't always get it. Depends on condition. I've got it. It's a little rough. Yeah, I'll pass on it. Underground Sunshine. The Dixie Bells. Ooh, I love the song Lies by the Knickerbockers. That's often confused as a Beatles song. I've got this, but not in that good a shape. So I'm going to pick that up. Patty and the Emblems. Mixed Up, Shook Up Girl. Boy, that sounds sort of soulish. The Earls, Remember When. Good condition for $3. Heavy Fuel, Dire Straits. Remember this? Did a whole episode on that. That's a nice, yeah, it's a little beat up. Crazy World, Arthur Brown, Bill Monroe. All right. Got some good stuff there. What I really like is that sign right there, because I got 10 or more. So let's see if he's true to his word. All right, I'm getting out of here before I spend too much money. That's a pretty good haul. Booth 40. I've never done wrong down there.
Inside voice.
963. Because you're using a card.
No screaming inside.
He likes the echo. I'll set these here. It said 10% off if I get more than 10.
Yeah, I'll have to look, but yeah.
Remember last time I was here, they had some picture sleeves. And wonder if he's redone those. So these are just the sleeves. You never know. You know, just the sleeves. Sometimes they're worth more than the record. It's amazing. They're just like, these are like fresh from the printing press. Poison. So Isley Brothers, Jody Waitley. Guys ready? I'm learning to be more disciplined. You can hear my grandson. When he starts screaming, I know I've got everything I need. All right, nothing in there that's just jumping out at me. It's the one she did, Aretha, with Keith Richards. That was a good one, actually. An odd pairing, but you know, it worked. It was a hit on MTV, I know that. Huey Lewis. These are Dwight Yoakam. This is like, these are so clean. I think they just came from the printing press. I just like to buy the whole box. So I ended up with 40 45s.
Well, no, that's the booth.
The booth.
number.
Oh, okay. I could have got 45. Last episode of RockMine was 45. So that seems to be my number.
Just want to double. It's 25% off.
Okay, cool.
If you
10 or more.
25% off, 10 or more.
Yeah, that's what the sign said.
So 56 brings it down to $42.
Yeah. Got to come to LaPorte more often.
Well, we like to hear that.
Coachman Antique Mall, people. Cool. So we can do plastic.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, so RockMine, and just hit subscribe, and that's how you get in the game. And then I'll cross promote with you guys, and they'll be banging down the doors looking for records. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
You guys ready? Let's hit it. You can just imagine what this place was like back in the horse and buggy days. Not much on that side of the street would have changed, but there wouldn't have been any cars, that's for sure. All right, this is always my favorite part, is getting home and looking at my bag full of stuff. So we went out to Coachman in LaPorte, and I got a bag full of records. Let's see what's in it. All right, here we are. We got, I think he said 22 records, and I paid $44 and change. So let's take a look at them. All right, let's see what we got in the stack of stuff. It's always good, right? When you get home and you take a look at your records. So I'm going to line them up and we'll flip through them. All right, the Coachman Antique Mall in LaPorte, Indiana. And I think they're at a 711 Lincoln Way, LaPorte. Whole World of Good is the card they gave me as I checked out. So that must be the organization that sort of runs the place. But I'll tell you what, they were friendly when I walked in. I've been there before, and I remember booth 40 having the 45s. So there's other booths up front when you walk into the left, but I just walked right down there and got started. And first thing I found is this Beatles She Loves You, and it's got a little bit of paint on it, but it's in great shape, and I just picked it up as a player. My back page is a Columbia label. That's a Dylan song, as you can see Bob Dylan as the writer right there. Looked nice and clean, backed with Renaissance Fair. I figured that was a good sort of 60s era pickup. Now, Strawberry Alarm Clock, Incense Peppermints is their big one. So I don't see a lot on these guys in other songs. Tomorrow, backed with Birds in My Tree. Uni label with the cool, nice, clean uni sleeve. So for $2, yeah. And Equinox Records, I have no idea about this record. The date sort of caught me. It sounds maybe like a psychedelic. 13th Floor Elevators, you'll see them coming up It's in great shape. It's got the Equinox label at the Equinox sleeve, and for $3, yeah, I'm picking it up. An 80s favorite, the wall came down by the call. The walls came down, I should say. It's sleeved. It's a picture sleeve. Nice shape, nice and clean. And look at that. Very, very cool. So 1983, and for $3, yes. Kinks, or the Electric Prunes, I take it back. What did they sing? What was their big hit? I Had Too Much to Dream last night. Was that them? But they're a big, I believe they're out of Austin. Help me out there. But I've never seen this one. Are You Loving Me Anymore? Backed with Get Me to the World on Time. So very cool sort of pick up there. Truth Records by Shirley Brown. And I'm thinking, man, I see the word Memphis, and then I see the word Stax. In 1974, I'm thinking some cool blues or soul or R&B. So you know I'm picking that up for $1. Once again, all out of booth 40, so check out that booth. It's really good. B.B. King, beat up a little bit, but the actual vinyl was very clean. You're going to Miss Me, and I picked that up on the Cat label. So the vinyl was a lot cleaner than the label was. It's probably a very good. So normally I don't pay $5 for Ornette Coleman, but this is a nice clean copy. And I'm not familiar with Impulse. I mean, I've heard of them. I've got a few things on Impulse, but it looks like one of those jazz labels. And 1969, Man on the Moon. So who knows what it is? It could be the Space Landing, back with Growing Up. So I picked that up, Ornette Coleman. Now the Emotions, I could be wrong, but it seems to me I just saw them on the Northern Soul 500 list. So I'm like, I'm going to take a chance. Volt, I believe, is a Stax subsidiary. Memphis, USA. That's got a lot of things that I like. My Honey and Me, backed with Blind Alley. So there you go. Jesse Johnson, I'm a big fan. He was in Prince's band originally. I believe he was from Davenport, Iowa, but I'm not sure on that. But I thought he looks like Prince. He stole a lot of style from Prince, and featuring Sly Stone. So you got Sly coming out of retirement a little bit here to help him out. So that's cool. Great looking picture sleeve. Great mid-80s sort of R&B. Now, Depeche Mode, you just don't see them on 45 a lot. Enjoy the Silence was a big 1990 hit. And, of course, that is off their big album with Personal Jesus, I'm quite sure. Mephisto on the B side, not really sure, but the A side, that's at least a $5 record in my opinion. Now we get down to the Kinks. Once again, I'm a big Kinks fan, so there they are at the end of the day, and this is sort of the follow-up to You Really Got Me. But the B side, look at that, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? And then you're saying, well, why do I know that song? You know it because Van Halen covered it. Where have all the good times gone? Remember? So that probably was a record that Eddie Van Halen had in his collection. And there you go. There you go again. The Emotions on Volt. I'm picking up A Touch of Your Lips. And that's backed. And this is only a $2 record, Heart Association. So we're going to check out these Emotions and see if they have any value. Bob Seger, I always pick them up, especially for $1. It's one of his lesser-known hits from later in his career. It's off the Fire Inside album, I believe, and it's backed with a new coat of paint. So there you go. Be My Lover from Alice Cooper. Seems to me I've sold this record before. And there it is, zoomed in. And it's a great, great song written by Michael Bruce, which explains the line, she asked me why the singer's name was Alice in the second person, because Alice didn't write it. His lead guitarist, Michael Bruce, did. As word has it, they were on a plane, and he was talking to an elderly woman and talking about the band. So that was the impetus for the song. The rest is history. It could be their best song. 18 is really good too, and No More Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah. It doesn't matter what the B-side is, you pick that one up. A promo, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Willie the Wimp, taken from Live Alive. It's a double-sider. I just pick it up because I love Stevie. I saw him, and definitely you want to be in on anything Stevie Ray Vaughan. Once again, I wasn't on an Emotions kick, and at the time I didn't even notice it was on the Volt label, which I'm quite sure is a Stax subsidiary. It's got the Memphis right there. You see Memphis, you see Volt, you see R&B. You're going to want to pick up the Soul Town stuff coming out of that town. Now, Lies, Lies, you thought it was a Beatles song, right? No, it's the Knickerbockers. It's probably the one song most confused being a Beatles song that isn't, but it sounds exactly like them. I love this song. It's a real short song. Do they got a time on it? Yeah, 2 minutes, 40 seconds. So I've never seen it in the raw, but Fury Records, old, single color, Unbreakable. It's got a lot of things. The Double Lines, Kansas City by Wilbert Harrison, and I think I've got 3 of these, but I picked up another copy. Patty and the Emblems. I don't know why, but that name of that group is just sticking in my head. And once again, it's got the single color label, the Double Lines, and it just got a lot of things that jump out at me. Maybe it's an early soul. It could be just a little throwaway song. I don't know. $3 for the Earls. Remember that on Old Town. Okay. So I did a pretty good haul. I was happy. Overall, I think I paid, 42 bucks because I got 10% off. $44 for 22 records. That's $2 a record. And if I get one Northern Soul in there, I'll be happy. A great trip to LaPorte. I would recommend going there. He gave me a bunch of these cards on the way out, so I guess that basically is the organization. Each dollar makes a difference in individual lives. So maybe it's a nonprofit. So there you go. That runs the thing. But it's a great antique store. It's got some good vinyl, and it's got some great 45s in booth 40. Check it out. All right, gem of the week. It is Ornette Coleman, Man on the Moon. It's a 1969 release on Impulse Records, USA. It was only released in France originally, from what I can gather. How this USA copy came to be, I have no idea. We got Growing Up on the B side, and this is a great sort of experimental electronic jazz on the genre and the style, experimental free jazz. Ornette Coleman, alto sax, sort of, I think of Coltrane. I'm not a big jazz guy, but the thing is, this has never been sold on Discogs. So I think I ran across a rare record for $5. I listed it for 125. I want to set the bar high on this thing. The French copy is gone for between 100 and 150. So let's see what happens. You can buy that at Discogs, Detroit Bob, do a search. You'll find my store. I've got all my records for sale. I've got over 5,000, soon to be 10,000 for sale. So what does this tell us? Well, a couple things. Look at the ink that ran into the playing surface. Because of that, I marked it down from a very good plus to a very good. I played it. It plays through it really well. And this guy has a thing with gold ink, and I found some of his other records that had the same little droplet of gold ink, and that was his way to mark his collection. I don't know. But the bottom line is, I think it's a great record. Jazz records, always pick them up. Even if you're not into collecting that genre, you will soon learn and discover that they are more valuable just because of the fact they didn't make as many of them. The pressings might be only 10,000, 5,000. This being a commemorative, it might only be less than 5,000. It might be 1,000. We never know. There's not enough information out there in the marketplace to really tell us about that. So it's a great find. I got that at the Coachman Mall in LaPorte, Indiana. Make sure you subscribe if you like this. Tell your friends about it and share it. So if you got a buddy that's into collecting records, share my page or share an episode with him, and then he can get into it. It comes out once a week on Friday. It's called RockMine. You can search Google for the word RockMine, RockMine, all one word. You can find it that way. And if your buddy has a cell phone, hey, grab your cell phone. Google search RockMine. It'll pop up. Hit subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I got over 250,000 views, so we're really getting out there. And this little niche of 45 RPM records is really catching on. And big thanks to my friends over in the UK for helping me out, sending me that Northern Soul in alphabetical order. That helps tremendously. And pointing out the records that I miss when I'm scanning through records, I go back and get them. I just went back and got 2 of them yesterday that some of my big Northern Soul fans said, hey, you got to go get those. So I picked those up, and they are now in the collection. And I'll cover that on a future issue as a little add-on to a previous story. So it's all been a lot of fun. I got a lot of episodes in a can. I've been collaborating a little bit with T, the Silver Stacker. So we have ideas. We got another meeting coming up where we can hash ideas there. But it's been a lot of fun, and we're going to keep going. Cheers.